make Subto safe again is, hey, people are scared of the due on sale clause.
Right.
I don't think it's that scary because I've been there and done that.
All right. Today I have Kayla Christopher with me. When I first joined Subto, he's like this famous TC everybody wants to work with. Still the famous person. So thank you for coming to my podcast. We're at
I love it.
Monterey Retreat with Owners Club members. So I wanted to interview you because you recently had transitioned your business a little bit.
Yeah.
And now you have worked on
Make Subto safe again.
Exactly.
It's a little joke. A play on words. It's a marketing play. I'll borrow
Right.
somebody else's credibility or their marketing steam, you know.
I think that's a great marketing piece, and make Subto safe again. How did you start with that concept? Because I know a lot of people are talking about, well, buying Subto is not exactly a safe investment. There's a lot of risk involved, right?
Yeah, and I see and touch dozens of deals a month. Creative TC is 3 years old already. I started fixing due on sale for people, and now that I've fixed a few, I'm comfortable selling insurance or a warranty against due on sale. And so that's what this is. Make Subto safe again is, hey, people are scared of the due on sale clause.
Right.
I don't think it's that scary because I've been there and done that.
Right.
So helping people understand there's somebody who's been there and done that and willing to just stand in the gap and say, for a fixed fee at closing, this won't be a problem. I'll fix it if it ever comes up.
Right. So do you usually provide that kind of service when they close it, Subto?
Preferably, yeah.
Similar to like a title insurance, so to speak?
Very much. So it's very similar to insurance. I just don't want to call it insurance and get regulated. So it's like an extended warranty for
extended warranty. That's very smart.
Yeah.
So explain to our audience, what does that mean, due on sale clause? Because I think a lot of people, they're not in that sphere. Like, what is that?
Yeah. So due on sale is when you buy a house subject to the existing loan, the lender, if they notice and if they care, they can say, hey, I don't like this whole thing. You owe me the whole loan right now. And they give you 30 days to pay off the whole thing. So, you know, $400,000 is due. That's pretty scary, and it should be. And you can't stop them from having the right to do that.
It's an option, right, for them to exercise that option. So under what circumstances they will like to exercise that option?
Some companies just don't like Subto, and so they will call those loans due or accelerate the loans with the due on sale clause whenever they notice and whenever they can. Remediation is something I've done a couple of dozen times now. As a business owner, I'm proud that my team is doing it, and I rarely have to touch it.
Okay.
They're handling that, and every once in a while I get a question like, hey, we've already got this and this and this planned. Any thoughts? And I'm like, no, you guys have it. That's fantastic. Good job. So we fixed the due on sale clause, but that's very expensive to do reactively.
Right.
And people have talked about Subto insurance for years. And I always wanted to start it, but I wanted to fix due on sale before I started selling a policy to protect against it. So technically all we're doing is prepaid remediation at a significantly reduced cost compared to if you call me literally 30 minutes ago. I got an email 30 minutes ago, says, I'm a Subto member. I got a due on sale notice. Here's the attachment. Help me, please.
I see. Okay.
And that's going to be more expensive.
So you've been seeing and helping a lot of people who got the letter from the lenders, hey, we're going to accelerate your loan, you got to pay out. What's your observation so far? Like, what are the common causes that trigger that? Something messed up, right? Or it's random pick?
It depends on the lender. So sometimes if somebody says something wrong, so you never say buyer and seller, right? When you're talking to a mortgage company, you say borrower and asset manager. There's a tip. I also just recently ran a webinar where I talked about somebody got a whole portfolio of Subtos called due. And what we believe happened is the lender cross-referenced anybody with the same phone number and then just looked into them. So use a unique phone number, a unique mailing address, a unique email address on every account. Because even if you have a loan with Bank 1 Subto and a loan with Bank 2 Subto, it's possible that Bank 2 buys the loan off of Bank 1 and now you have two. So if you didn't use unique contact information at two different banks, it could still get you.
Right, right. And then a lot of notes are being sold on the secondary market. So the original mortgage lender might not be the one who hold the note anymore.
Yeah, and we've seen that home loan serve is very aggressive with due on sale, and they don't want to negotiate, and they're very difficult to talk to on the phone. And so we just go into technical compliance for them. We'll deed the property back to the seller publicly. But behind the scenes, we're doing a lot of paperwork, making adjustments, and I have to take into account what state it's in, what type of loan it is, what the deal structure was. Is there a wrap buyer in there? Who all's involved, and how do we structure the paperwork so that nobody can be a douchebag to somebody else and steal the deal back or something like that?
Right. So especially when there's a wrap buyer, so technically they own the house, they live in the house anymore, right? So they will have to be okay with the deed back to the owner.
The original borrower, yeah.
Yeah, the original borrower.
Right, and that's a lot of conversations. There's a lot of difficult conversations that have to be had. That's counseling, that's consulting, and that's what we have to do. And then once everybody's on the same page, then we execute. And so we can do it in a day or two if we have to, but and we've succeeded with having a bank just totally back off after we talk to them.
Because there's no reason for them to accelerate the loan if it's back to the original sellers.
Yeah, but and so in this case, though, the buyer had good credit, had been paying, and there was really not much incentive. The bank just did it because it's their policy. And then they ran it up the chain after talking to us, and they got approval to just let that one go. And so we didn't have to do a deed back. We didn't have to restructure. But if he's late on payments, they're going to reaccelerate. Yeah.
So when you provide this service, people decide to sign on to you. You do it at the closing, just additional costs add on to that.
Yep. As low as $500 at closing with like a deductible if you're going to do on sale. And the full prepaid service, I think, is $1,500 right now.
I gotcha. So once they bought that, it's sort of like the warranty.
You got a money back guarantee if we can't fix it. And in my book, failure to resolve a due on sale is if you have to sell it or refinance it, or God forbid it goes into foreclosure, but that shouldn't happen. So any of those would be a failure, which I would be giving money back, but I don't expect to give anybody's money back.
And I like the other services, it kind of like add on, because I just talking to you, I realized that I remember seeing one of the video that you posted. When you try to buy property Subto, a lot of time we're trying to maintain, either set up as a trust or maintain anonymity. And you offer nominee trustee.
Signatures for hire. I'll sign my name instead of yours. Yeah.
That is a very valuable service to me, actually. We buy a lot of houses, but we don't like our name to appear on property record. And we need somebody that we trust will maintain our anonymity. And then they can reach out to sign, and we are the successor trustee after you sign.
You can, or a lot of times people are they'll nominate me or one of my employees to be a nominee signer for their LLC. So you would appoint me as just a very specific role. We have a whole document for it.
Limited.
And whatever you tell me to sign, I sign as authorized signer for your LLC. So if you've got an anonymous LLC and you sign a deed of trust, you busted your anonymity. And that's what happened to me. I filled out like a property information form for the county. And then very shortly, I started getting calls for the house. And I'm like, what was the whole point of this Wyoming and all this stuff? And so nobody was there to coach me. All I ever do is build what I wanted and nobody else had. Like, it wasn't there for me, so I'm going to build it.
Gotcha. Create something that's nobody else provide. That sounds very interesting, and that was a great service. I can see that a lot of market to it, especially nowadays. I think a lot of AI, they're kind of scrapping the list automatically. They has been triggering some of the due on sale. What would you say out of all the due on sale from all the loan product, is there any difference between the due on sale that was being called from the VA loan versus FHA loan versus conventional loan?
Yeah, so with a VA loan, they have an exception if you do a contract for deed that they won't call due on sale. So if you do that in the first place, you've significantly reduced the risk of it happening in the first place. Certain lenders like Home Loan Serve and Rocket Mortgage are aggressive with accelerating loans, and they're inflexible. So also are small banks. They're higher risk of a due on sale, but they're more negotiable because you actually get to talk to somebody over there. And so our approach changes based on which lender it is and what state it's in. Now, an FHA loan is a higher risk. I suspected this for years, but I actually read lender guidance that indicates that if they notice a transfer, the FHA lender or servicer must accelerate. They don't have the option. Right, so technically the loan documents indicate that they have the option to accelerate if they notice and if they want to. But the federal lender guidance says, hey, if you don't follow our guidance, we can just remove your license to run our loans.
That's why a lot of title companies stopped doing that, like closing FHA loan for Subto transaction.
Because they wouldn't be allowed to process FHA loans.
A lot of business opportunity.
The feds have a gun to their head and say, you do it the way we want to, or you're done. And so they do. And it makes sense. I get it. I understand why people are deciding not to do those deals.
Right, because that's also a good product for first-time home buyers. So they're really trying to make sure that's geared towards them.
Yeah, it does naturally violate the intentions of the loan. Then again, 1 in 4 FHA loans goes into default, which is why they all require the mortgage insurance premium. And that's for the life of the loan. Now, when I put 5% down on my conventional loan, I had mortgage insurance premium for like, I don't know how many years or whatever, but I was able to increase the equity by working on the house, pay for a broker's price opinion, and the mortgage company took the PMI off.
I see. Okay. That's pretty cool.
But that's not possible with the FHA loan.
FHA loan. Yeah. I know you're also working on another very exciting opportunity. Let's talk about that.
The thing that's not there for me is a title company, which I know, like, and trust for creative finance transactions. And so I'm all about fair, safe, ethical, like legal, safe, and ethical. And so I see title companies doing creative deals. They don't know as much as even the barely trained TCs do about some of these creative deals. And so, like, the fact that people are just rocking and rolling with these things, it scares me. It bothers me.
Yeah.
And so in Colorado, I'm excited to announce I just got an LOI, letter of intent signed with a title company owner there to open a branch. And so that just happened yesterday, and I'm working on the operating agreement today. And
Congratulations.
We should be getting an operating agreement signed this week, and then I'll be running title. I'm thinking, here's my stamping time. I'm thinking July 2025, I should be opening files.
Okay. And you already know all the people who are doing massive action down there.
Yeah.
So Angie's down there, Dom's down there.
We got a partnership agreement struck up there, so they'll be doing some marketing and running all the events they already run, and we'll be partnered up on the title company.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, now you know, everybody, if you ever got that scary letter says, hey, we're noticing you transfer title, we're going to call the loan due, you know who to call.
Yep.
We're going to include Caleb's contact information. How do people find you?
Instagram, the letter F Caleb Christopher, because my legal first name is Guess. What do you think?
Frank?
Close. It's Frederick.
Frederick, okay.
Yeah, apparently I came out of my mother looking like an old man, and they decided Frederick for a first name. So Caleb is my second name.
Okay, I didn't know that. Fun fact. Okay.
So F Caleb Christopher on Instagram, you'll find the most content there. I post a lot. You'll get to know my personality. We can reach out that way. I own Creative TC, DOSGuard, and a to-be named title company.
Right. I have to say, I watch a lot of people posting shorts, and I always enjoy watching your short because they're very value add and loaded. It's just like straight to the point. You know, learn a lot just by watching you for like, you know, a couple of seconds short. So great job on that.
Thank you.
So everybody reach out to Caleb. Catch you on the next one.